Still extremely angry, I pointed to the ambassador and said in my booming little girl's voice, "Contact all of your remaining forces and peoples. Tell them to fear me in my wrath. Your peoples are in direct violation of a sworn peace treaty of 900 years ago. I shall exact revenge upon you for all those you slaughtered in your arrogant blind path of bloodshed and death." At this, I slammed the staff to the floor in anger directly in front of the ambassador. He was thrown from his feet and landed 12 feet beyond by the force of the boom and the shower of blue sparks. He and his entourage sprawled out on the floor and slid another 10 feet. I stood and shouted, "Flee from me. Hide if you can. Know this known universe, my home world was devastated by war. There shall no longer be war in my universe. It is now punishable by immediate annihilation." The silence was only broken by the ambassador and his entourage running as fast as they could to leave. The huge door boomed closed. Silence filled the chamber. I took my seat. The little man with the squeaky voice came forward and bowed at the waist. He was formally introduced as the head imperial law arbiter by David. I looked at this man with fury in my eyes. He knew very well I hated him with every fiber of my being. He was deathly afraid. He began fearfully in a very squeaky shaky voice, "My lady, with all due respect and courtesy, a royal pet, under imperial galactic law, does not have the authority to totally destroy a star system. No one knows how this can be done, nor could we have expected to ever see such a thing. This must be brought before the Imperial Law Council and voted on by them. This is most outrageous. No person should have this kind of power, much less a pet." I replied in my booming little girl voice, "Little man, know this too, I am not only an imperial royal pet, I also hold the unimpeachable position of Empress of the known universe as explored by man, second only in position and power and authority to Thomas Anton I. I, Empress Amy Michelle Anton, do have the power and authority and will exercise it as I see fit. Not as a backstabbing liar that should be sex reassigned involuntarily and assigned to the dogs tells me to do. Is that understood?" Murmurs run round the chamber. I had actually openly insulted the arbiter in open forum. None expected me to truly be the Empress. They expected me to be a little confused girl lost among adults and easily swayed. The little man was visibly trembling in fear. All in the chamber were in extreme fear and awe at the seemingly magical power I possessed. Such power from the fingertips was only known in myth and children's stories. They also expected me to be extremely more baby and extremely less adult. The little man has again soiled and peed himself. I point and say, "Begone, little man, and know you are no longer my head imperial law arbiter. I will appoint someone else better able to handle this position. Guards, escort this man from the palace and ensure that on the pain of death he never returns." The guards bow formally and say, "Yes, my lady." They escort the soiled and disgraced man from the palace amid many murmurs from the multitudes. None had seen the imperial ruling authority exercised in this manner before. I was in control and knew it. I would be Empress, none would tell me how. I say, my new imperial law arbiter shall be, according to achievement and valor, the young man who was that imbecile's secretary. He henceforth has the rights, responsibilities, and power pertaining thereto. I also expect the others in the law office to totally support this man, to train him to properly perform his duties. Realize, any screw-up on his part is recognized as poor foresight and training on theirs. They will be punished first. Is this clear to all? A multitude of voices speak, "It is so in accordance with imperial universal law, my lady." All stand, bow or curtsy, then sit silently. I look at the star field floating in the air above me. The place where the Thronoxian home system used to be is now a slowly expanding sphere of glowing hot gases and dust. The systems that were blinking orange had stopped blinking. The ones represented in purple-red were starting to change color. I knew the Thronoxians had discovered the wrath of a little girl named Mickey, who hated war with all her might.